I'll talk you through it. I'm going to pick it up with this. Very difficult. This is not as good as it could be for this job, and it's quite heavy. You're going to tip some of that water out. We're going to lower it down into there. Hang on, into there, and tip it out. And they'll be out to get it soon. Not one out, is there? They know out really quick, aren't they, when you feed them? Wow. Look at this, sent to me by my friend in Texas. Anyone that's kept reptiles all their life will remember books, if nothing else, when they were kids, of the horned toad. Not a toad, but a lizard. A specialist ant feeder. So, although they were imported into the UK many years ago from the wild, they mostly all failed because ants are their thing. And it's a very specific diet. So really camouflaged, really prickly to deter predators, but famous for, if they get a bit stressed or worried they're going to be eaten, bleeding from their eyes, even literally squirting jets of blood out of their eyes to deter predators. But what an amazing, strange and cracking looking little lizard. The Russian rat snake, one of them, enjoying its early morning sunbathing in the outdoor enclosures here in the UK. Absolutely thriving. Look at the sand lizards. I can get through the wire. Look at that, full zoom, but doubled in size easily. So they're getting crickets and even small cockroaches thrown in. Only every couple of weeks, but if you look at you can't see it, the plants flowering there, covered in flies. There's a lot of natural food in there. Where's it gone? Look at that. I haven't seen one for ages. Beautiful. So they're 8 foot by 8 foot enclosure. Spotting them isn't always easy. Have a look at the flies down there. I'm sure they're a challenge to catch, but it looks like they're certainly catching some stuff. And next door, the Viperines, there's one now. Well, there's 2 big grass snakes out. But they are quick to retreat grass snakes, especially when they're in a place. The public only walk by once at the weekend or one day of the week, so they're not really, they're a flighty species and they're not really acclimated the same. And very wild in their mind when they're outdoors, for sure. Those natural reactions. Little male Viperine there. Anyway, we'll feed them later. So these two, the two I'm going to show you, they've just been out to a talk. They've just gone back in and I fed them, but they've only just gone in. So probably, well, this one's not as cool as it, this one's okay. The next one's probably cooler than it needs to be. But you can see they're kind of like messing around. Not in full feeding mode because they've been out and about and they've just gone back in. That'll be gone. And then equally, this girl's not at her full operating temperature. And instead of strike feeding like a retic does, I just put that in there and then put her in. She's not at full temperature. And again, rather than grabbing it around the head and coiling around, on forceps. She's like, what the heck? He's really trying to find out where the end is. The tips of that tongue. Taking that info back up there to the Jacobson's organ in the roof of her mouth. Feeding to her brain. Trying to work out what's what here. Very different reaction from her normal feeding response where she's already in there. And I'll just open the Viv using forceps and pass food in where she launches herself out. Very different. Having to think a bit, work it out. Not an instant response without thought. Now she's thinking, is this thing edible, and if so, which bit do I start with? Well, she's worked it out. What I really need now to get her new enclosure finished. It isn't finished. Been a lot going on. When she's curled up asleep, she's got so much room where she is now. But when she stretches out, you kind of think, bless her. More room needed. And the guy down here, that was my feet, reflection. He's finished his piece of salmon. He's okay. And his girlfriend is deep in blue. So no food for her today. So when we lived in Spain, on a countryside drive, we found a chameleon. Kids were little, so I brought it home. And it was a kitchen pet on a branch in the window for quite some time, where it'd hang out literally. And then the kids would feed it grasshoppers and it'd catch flies on the window and that kind of thing. But recently, an expat friend of mine out in Spain, he's just found this chameleon in his garden. But how lovely. Actual wild chameleons in your garden. Stunning things, unusual things, and really beautiful creatures. Now, if you missed last week's video, all about Lee Brindley and his common frog breeding project with beautiful colour morphs like famous Goldie here, you do need to check that video out. Something really different, very pioneering kind of part of the hobby for sure. Jackie and I were invited to the 40th anniversary of the local reptile group, Aria, and I can remember starting off there when I was about 16, 18, something like that. We had two guest speakers, one a club member here, Oscar, who started volunteering at the Falconry Centre a couple of years ago and really got his confidence. Great to see him talking to a room full of people. And guest speaker, Mark Amy, told us some great anecdotal stories that I have to say were really fun and hilarious about times gone by and recent times working with animals on TV.
Do you want to come and choose one? Yeah.
I still need to clean the glass, but the indigo snake's thriving. It's sort of shoulder height here. He's much bolder than he's ever been now. It's also got a basking area there. Do need to clean that glass though. What a beautiful creature. Asclepian snakes are doing well. That's the melanistic male and the normal female. He's lurking in there. All is good. I do like that melanistic one though. Russian rat snakes and others are thriving outside here in the UK. Not very sunny yet, but the females being hopeful. Got to be one of the best species to keep outdoors in the UK. 4-line snakes are hiding away, very nocturnal. Butterfly borders looking good. This area not so. It's quite cold today. We'll see any lizards out yet, not unless you can see any. It's cool and cloudy today. No one out yet.
Is that a mangrove in there?
No, it's a Russian. They're nice, aren't they?
It's bright
Like
yellow.
the friendly mangrove snake. Some of them are really yellow, but that's yellow under its chin, isn't it? But not so much. Look how long that one is. It goes on forever. Fat last time, isn't she? She's still in her little. She's just laid that. Just laid them, hasn't she? Oscar, quick! Look at this, real quick.
We've got babies.
Yeah, it's horrible. So our long-awaited baby Brazilian rainbows have finally bred, and I've got a guy that's been waiting 2 years for a baby on these, so I hope he's still after one. You can see some of the rainbow hues, and it is rainy, not sunny, so we need a bit of sunshine, but beautiful. That's the mum, she needs feeding up, and one of the many offspring. Look at that. What a beauty. Brazilian rainbow boa. You can see why it's called that.
Mickey Mouse there as well, look.
Where?
Oh yeah.
Where?
See it there, looks like Mickey Mouse.
No. Yeah, have a look. Mangrove snake is looking superb. Look at that. One of the cat snakes or cat-eyed snakes. It's grown from a little hatchling into not a big beastie still. It's not ginormous, but it's a decent snake. And down here, Kayawadi locality, super dwarf really, dwarf retic having its dinner. Beautiful. And one of the Baron's racers, there's a pair in here. Look at the nose on that. Really cute looking snakes. I love Baron's racers. And of course, the Asian water monitor, grown from a little hatchling. He or she is looking good. It's a decent sized animal now, and the sort of 7 foot tall enclosure is working quite well. It's keeping the animal fit. It has to do a bit of activity. Its hide and its water bowls down low. Its best barking spots are up high. So it encourages the animal to move around, and of course, once fed, they just want to bask and digest that food. But a lovely looking baby dinosaur really. There he goes. You can see having to pull himself along. So his activity is up and down, which certainly encourages the animal to sort of build a bit of muscle for sure. And in the wild, I've seen these animals and they roam and they just cover so many miles in a day, if that makes sense. Their stepometer would read high. Like most captive reptiles, they don't really do the work because the food comes to them. So any exercise is great. Now, a lot of people feed rabbits to their pythons, and obviously as they get bigger, people feed things like piglets and all sorts, but I can tell you now, grey squirrels, which are here in the UK are a vermin and a plague, they're a tree rat really, they are incredibly good food, and even a big female falsie can just about squeeze down a squirrel. So quite long bodied animals, good food. Look at that beautiful animal though. Female false water cobra. Just look at that. How can people not think snakes are beautiful creatures? So Tommy and I are whispering, forgetting that snakes haven't got their boys. We've just dropped their food in for the week. And this time we said we're just going to sit and watch them. Now they are shy because we're here. But it just shows how these animals smell with those tongues when there's food. I have to say fish does smell, but a Viperine just came whizzing out of nowhere and then shied away. A grass snake's just stuck its head out. I can't actually see it, Tommy.
There's 2 Viperines coming to the bowl.
Wow. Wow, that's like that David Attenborough thing when they come out for the old hatchling lizards. Look at them two. 2 males, look. Wow. Look at that. For how long's that food been there? Literally 3 minutes?
If that, yeah. Straight
Look at
down.
that. So one thing I forgot to put in, which I normally do, and that's chick legs. Another one coming now. It's a bit meatier. Fish all seems to be quickly digested, and these are getting fed once a week. But the meatier things, like when you put rat pups in there as well, it definitely fills them up a bit more. We've never actually studied, have we, and watched them actually coming out. Gonna get the whole chick now, isn't it? Quite greedy little things, Viperines. Oh no, it's not.
More confident
Look
than
at
a
this.
grass snake, aren't they?
Yeah, so people that don't agree with keeping snakes cohabiting, you miss out on so much behaviour. Look at them. It's going to be like, you smell like fish, I'll swallow you now, Dave's singing the virtues of cohabiting. God, snakes are dumb, aren't they? I'm just saying, yeah, how do they even get food in the wild? There we go. Dog with a bone, isn't it?
There's another Viperine on its way.
Oh, look at it go. Look how quick that was. Jesus, it's chasing them. There's a whole load of food. It's chasing the male with its food. Look. Oh, look, there's one over there. It's run off with it. I didn't realise.
Snake, the one with the fish.
Wow. How funny is that, isn't it? Like, that was literally going to steal its food, wasn't it? And how quickly did it get away as well? Grass snake's gone in now.
Surprising, you think they're bigger, you think they're...
Yeah, I think the little things are more braver than the big animals, aren't they?
I suppose they have to be, don't they?
Yeah, look at it chasing that one because it can smell the food. It'd be nice if a big grass snake cruised over here and ate one of those mice, wouldn't it? I wonder if it's laid any eggs. They don't look as fat now, do they?
No.
Like there's a whole smorgasbord and it can't work out where it is. Grass snake's gone in now. Eating that Viperine snake.
I went in the pond with it.
And then anywhere now. Yeah, but there's no grass snakes out at all, is there?
That's quite a big one, mate.
Yeah, it was. Big female. Action over. Just finally worked it out. Female's not going to flee. It's going to fill its boots. Don't they neck it quick? That's crazy. Look at that. Come on, grass snake. Left of what's left. Look at these little sapphire shrimps. They're really breeding now in the little tiny aquarium. Well, they've been in there a long time now, the first few. Loads in there. Fascinating little things. Whoa. It was nice. The chap that bought my last pair of bull snakes, the last bull snakes I've ever bred, He's had them for a few months now, and they are stacking on the sides. And just look at them, different, slightly different there. Look at their heads, a male and female, but great to see them growing. And the dad was 7 foot long. I love it when people send me pictures or videos of snakes I've bred as they grow, get bigger, change colour or whatever. It's just great to see what you produced, sort of growing out and maturing. A male black rat snake that got sunburnt last year in a much more open enclosure. Very different in there because sun through the glass, of course, the UV isn't really there. And he hasn't climbed up to the top. Russian rat snake. You can shut up. Someone we don't feature on the channel nowhere near enough is the giant tortoises, or any of the tortoises. So we've got here our largest sulcata, and if you're going to keep sulcatas, they need to graze. Most of their diet is actually grazing, and they eat a lot, and they poo like a horse, like you can't believe. So this one's probably half grown, maybe a bit more. And then we've got a lovely leopard tortoise here. Absolutely gorgeous. What a beautiful, beautiful show. And again, another grazing species. Sorry, I'm in your shade, aren't I? In your sun. Look at that. Beautiful creatures. And there is another sulcata around. But also the little Mediterranean tortoises, which everybody loves. Spud being a favourite because he's the smallest. He's an adult male. And then look at this beauty here. Tommy. He's original sort of 1970s, in fact probably late 60s, wild caught animal when they were brought into the UK in their thousands every summer, and most of them died, and the rest are all capture bred. This one was given to my daughter as a hatchling. And look at it now. Oh, absolutely beautiful. So Mediterranean spur-thighed, those two. Little Hermans here. Hello. And this beauty with its worn shell. So this was found roaming the streets of England in 1974 as an adult. So I can only wonder how many years it was living free, probably on a Greek island somewhere, and how old it actually is. So Tommy left his phone filming the natrix enclosure. So we've got grass snakes and Viperine snakes in here. And he left it filming for half an hour to see what actually did go on when there was no one disturbing them at feeding time. Fascinating. Now I've cut it right down because anything where there's no inactivity, I've actually cut that out. So there were gaps of 5 minutes, 10 minutes where we didn't say anything, but a lot went on. Cohabbing snakes, fascinating. Those that say you must never cohab snakes, they don't know what they're talking about. There's plenty of reasons not to, but we've got behaviour here that shows bullying, it shows stealing. We even get a glimpse of a baby grass snake from last year that I didn't know had ever produced any and survived in there. It's all going on. What you won't see, even when snakes are fighting, in this instance, is that any of them have eaten each other. And you would think a grass snake female would easily neck down a male Viperine. But these have been in there now for a couple of years as a thriving community. Watch it, it's fascinating.
that's alright. It's got quite fat that one.
some food and they smelt it straight away, and the Viperines were like, "Food, 1 minute now, look." They're filling their boots, but the grass snakes kind of stuck their heads out and then didn't come out. Look to the right of the pot.
Oh yeah.
But the grass snakes on it, right? Okay. Oh, hang on. Yes. Oh, they have. Someone's had a chick. That'll be good. Tommy's got it on slow mo.